And thank you everyone for being present tonight. My name is Abiodun Sholanke, but you call me Abi for short. I'm an architect from Nigeria. Exactly 190 days ago, I took a journey that looked like a stupid one from Nigeria, crossing 500 miles in looking for affordable solution to housing crisis in Nigeria. And that's the map of Nigeria. I come from the southwestern part of Nigeria. In Nigeria, we have two major rivers, one from the east and one from the west, that separates the country into three sides. And this is southwest, southeast, and that's the northern side of Nigeria. And I'm from Lagos. In Nigeria, one thing you'd appreciate about Nigeria is the fact that we have a concentrated population. If you meet seven Africans today, you're very sure that one of them is a Nigerian. One out of every seven. We are the most populous African nation, and then our density is so crazy. You can imagine 10 times the population of Oregon occupying a quarter of the size of Oregon. And we are so diverse. We have more than 250 languages and over 500 ethnic groups. And we are the largest producer of crude oil in Africa. And because of that, our economy basically is on exporting crude oil. And my focus is on Lagos because this is where I live, and this is what inspired my project. I understand that the problem of affordable accommodation, affordable housing is general, but I think by the time I give you the right perspective, you will understand the context we have in Nigeria. And that's downtown in Lagos. You can imagine this is not a park, it's just the normal day. That's how we move. This picture, I don't know if you can see it very well, that's a typical day. My going from office to my home is about 29 miles, and I commute 3 hours minimum. Yeah. You would assume, how do I work? I spend the most productive day in traffic, and that's and that over there is, as you have the vehicular traffic, you have the pedestrian. When I was in Los Angeles, I had the feel of what the Lagos version would be in the States, but Los Angeles is more organized, and yeah, and my background is in architecture. Oftentimes, assignment will take me from this part of the city to this part of the city, and I told you I'd spend hours in traffic. I cannot pass through this place in a rush. I spend a minimum of 30 minutes in this place along this route, and it got me thinking that how would people live in this situation? You find next to a well-planned urban setting to squalor and slums, and this is where people live every day. You can imagine children who grew up in this kind of environment, what health challenges psychologically and all those that they pass through every day. Yet, we are the happiest people on earth. And one would explain it away. Accommodation, housing is expensive. Why is it expensive in our own case? Most of our building materials are from imported materials. We have steel, we have concrete, we have everything that are not local that are being imported into the country. And every time housing accommodation keeps increasing much more than the exploding population can accommodate. And I started thinking how to solve this problem. And along the line, I discovered what other countries are doing. It's the local factor. For us to be able to find a sustainable solution to our housing problem, we must be able to look at the things that are readily available. And this is the picture I showed you the other time. This is another side of Lagos. And if people would live everyday life in this kind of shanties, I believe we can look around at what we have and make life better for them. Even to make this worse, United Nations World Bank came with this study and found out that over 70% of the population in Lagos live in extreme high density, poor housing condition. And that's what brought me all the way to the Pacific Northwest. And here I am to study bamboo. Why? Because we have bamboo in abundance in Nigeria. And I noticed in the Pacific Northwest, we have bamboo, we have engineered wood, we have advanced wood. And here I am to see the entire life cycle from this harvesting to the final building we have. You can see all around us is wet, is dry construction. And I spent the last 6 months on sites, construction sites, seminars, buildings, and study tours, and these are my findings. Number one, I discovered that it takes one person. One person sees the need in the society, another person joins in, and then organizations come together, and we see the synergy coming to place to solve the problem that are endemic in the society. And typical example is that of Habitat for Humanity. And you find people who want to give back, giving their time as a value for money, and then constructing buildings in excitement, in joy for those who are living in less habitable situations. And these people, you can imagine how much they will save in terms of money to get this done. That's one of the findings, that community participation, strategic partnerships come into place in finding a lasting solution. And I couldn't have been in the Pacific Northwest at another time. This is the best time because of the advanced products of wood being used. You see glulam, you see CLT, and a lot of them. And this is the game changer that I found. And that's why I'm an advocate of bamboo. I discovered that to build a 3-bed accommodation, you find 50 board feet of log and 10,000 board feet of lumber, which will be produced in a quarter of an acre. And that will be raised in 40 years, or for a short rotation, 50 years. And on the other side, on the bamboo side, which I belong, you find with appropriate technology, and on the same quarter of an acre, you find 3 units, 2.5 units of the same building being built. And this takes place in short rotation. Then I concluded that bamboo is the future for affordable housing. It may not apply in the States, but in Nigeria where it is native, in Nigeria where it grows naturally, this is the way to look at. And here you see the bamboo. I know with innovative products, there's always a risk, there's always a challenge. But one thing I've done is to make up my mind that this is what will work and this is what we will do. It's a potential. And in the words of Anthony Robbins, a decision is made when action is taken. And these are the actions that I've resolved to do on my return to Nigeria. Number one, I'm going to gather as many as we have with strong partnership of non-government organization to harvest the bamboos we have, send them as samples, and prove to the people that bamboo is the way to the future. And there is a 3rd year growth of 1,000 plants of teak, which is already in plantation. If you look at this is what is driving me. Compared to the pictures we saw, any child that grows up in this situation has a lot of potentials and will realize them. And one of the findings of Habitat for Humanity is that after children were relocated to the places they live, they performed very well in school. And then with partnership with International Fisher Institute, I'm going to do a product label. Bamboo will not be produced substandard as a substandard material. No, it will be standardized with this body and it will be globally acceptable. And another decision I've taken, I cannot know all this much in the last couple of months and remain in my old practice. For this, I'm going back to Nigeria as an advocate of sustainable practices. That architecture must stem from the principles of nature. It must stem from practices that embrace organic solutions. And these are the things I'm going to be doing back home. I want to say a big thank you to many people. I can see a couple around who have been of help. I couldn't have known this much in the short period without your assistance. I say thank you so much. And I close with this. I have seen the light. I do not want you to applaud my vision. I know it's laudable, I know it's audacious, but I need your help in making this a reality and making this happen. Please assist me. Thank you so much.